So hello everyone, welcome to Positron Academy, and today we'll go for a very short video, and that's on 2DG, the newly approved drug approved by DCGI for as an anti-COVID oral drug, and we'll try to understand the molecular basis of the new therapeutic 2DG, and that's the news which you got some hours back that DCGI gives emergency approval of DRDO developed anti-COVID-19 oral drug, and the drug is 2DG or 2-deoxyglucose, and this drug is being developed by Institute of Nuclear Medicine and Allied Sciences at New Delhi, and that's a lab of DRDO, and also in collaboration with Dr. Reddy's lab at Hyderabad. And based on the results of the phase 3 clinical trials, it have shown that this molecule, this 2DG, helps in faster recovery of hospitalized patient and reduces supplemental oxygen dependence. And these are a series of other newspaper articles which shows about the DCGI approvals of DRDO's anti-COVID-19 drug for emergency use. But now we are going back to science, that what's the molecule 2DG. 2DG is a molecule which is an analog of glucose, and if you go and see the structure of glucose and 2-deoxy-D-glucose, the structure looks very similar except for one carbon position, that is carbon number 2, in which glucose has a hydroxyl group over here, whereas 2-deoxy-D-glucose does not have any hydroxyl group, and thus the names of this molecule comes up to be 2-deoxy-D-glucose or 2DG. So now the question is, we are making an drug which is an analog of glucose, but why glucose? How is glucose related to the COVID-19 infection? So now the answer is that whenever a host cell get infected by a virus, and specifically like COVID-19 viruses, it results in the manipulation of this host metabolic processes. And what these viruses do, basically it results in upregulation of two different processes, and these are glycolysis and glycosylation. So once these host cell get infected by COVID-19, it results in upregulation of glycolysis and glycosylation. So what is glycolysis? It's the process by which we derive by which glucose is being converted to pyruvate by the liberation of ATP, and that's ATP is called as the energy currency of a cell. And what is about glycosylation is what in which glucose is being used to build new important protein structure, and that enable our cells to function with each other and respond to changes in their environment. So what basically happens over here, once a cell get infected by COVID-19 or one SARS-CoV to invade our cells, they co-opt these two processes, namely glycolysis and glycosylation. And because of these increased rate of glycolysis and glycosylation, it results in their increased infectivity and also their increased replication of these viruses. So that's how these things goes on. So this like COVID-19, these are all called as enveloped viruses. It depends on glycosylation, and what it does, basically it hijacks the host cell secretory pathway, where combinations of sugar molecules like glucose, mannose, which you call as glycans, are combined in proteins, and it turns in makes viral glycoproteins. And these viral glycoproteins, it mediate the assembly on, and on it results in budding of new variants. And also because of this glycoproteins, it results in the invasion of immune system, and these glycans, namely glucose and mannose, are very critical for viral attachment and also infection of the host cells. And that's our host cell, and it relies mostly on glucose because glucose is the primary substrate of a cell to derive energy out of it. But whenever this host cell get infected with coronavirus or SARS-CoV-2 virus, it results in increased rate of glycolysis. So obviously the amount of glucose intake by this host cell after getting infected, after getting invaded by this COVID-19 will basically increase. And that's the mechanism which you can see over here. That's glucose is being taken up by the cells because our cells expresses some receptor proteins which we call as GLUT transporting proteins, and this with these transporting proteins glucose enters inside cell, And once glucose is available inside the cell, it's being acted on by a series of enzymes to derive energy out of it. So that's how glycolysis goes through. But the same molecule, which you call as 2DG, that's not glucose, that's an analog of glucose. And 2DG um, also attains entry inside the cell because our glucose transporting protein cannot differentiate between a glucose and a 2DG. So just like glucose, this 2DG also gains entry inside cell. Again, some enzymes act on 2DG and converts 2DG to 2DG6 phosphate, or and this molecule is being phosphorylated. But the other enzymes cannot act on the substrate because it needs second carbon OH, which 2DG does not have. So this results in halting or haltage of this entire metabolic pathway. So this pathway does not go further, which we call as glycolytic inhibition. So glycolytic inhibition is being done by this molecule which we call as 2DG, and that's FDG, which we use in nuclear medicine part of view, and it results it and it and the amount of FDG uptake results it represents infection, inflammation, or tumor uptake also is being enhanced in FDG imaging. And that's the PET CT scan of a patient who got infected by coronavirus or COVID-19, and we can see that's uptick of FDG at the lower left lobe of the left lung, and these are those cells which are infected by COVID-19, and we can see increased uptake of glucose. It means that the glycolytic rate of these cells has increased a lot. So these are those infected cells which have now increased amount of glycolytic rate, as we have seen in the previous slide. And also in CT, we can also see some multifocal bilateral infiltrates like these over here. So this is a typical scan of a patient who got infected with coronaviruses. And multiple independent studies have also shown that disruption of both these glycolysis and glycosylation can have a potent effect against COVID-19. And also authors have reported that blocking glycolysis with 2DG prevented SARS-CoV-2 replications in humans. And as you can see over here, that's a graph between inhibition of viral replication versus the dose of 2DG. And we can see at lower doses of 2DG there is no such viral replication inhibition, but at this dose of 2DG there is significant inhibition of viral replication. And obviously at this optimum concentration of the 2DG there is complete inhibition of viral replication, and that illustrates the therapeutic way by which this 2DG actually works. And there is already a lot of clinical data which supports the safety and tolerability of 2DG in humans, but there is one big problem with this 2DG molecule. The answer is that the way it responded over here, these are all in vitro conditions in which we have in which we have infected these cells with SARS-CoV-2 and have seen how much it has inhibited the viral replication rate. But these results are not well translated to humans and animals, and the answer is that because this 2DG is not does not have drug-like properties, because 2DG is nothing but a glucose analog, and glucose is taken by almost every cells in the body. So and also this molecule is rapidly metabolized, and also it fails to reach the necessary concentration levels in tissues and organs. So, and also because of these issues, this person, Mr. Waldemar Pribe, who is a professor of medicine and chemistry at MD Anderson Cancer Center, he discovered a way to dramatically improve the drug-like properties of this molecule 2DG. And what he did, basically, he did this thing by creating a prodrug, which is basically this molecule WP1122. And this prodrug, it has improved the drug-like properties of this molecule. So basically, what this prodrug said, it has two acetyl groups, and these acetyl groups it forms esters with hydroxyl groups at position C3 and C5, C3 and C5, and it greatly enhances its tissue organ uptake and retention. So what this you can see with this product WP1122 has higher organ uptake and higher tumor potency, and that's how these molecules basically work. That's how 2DG works. And also these are group of studies being done regarding COVID-19. So that's an combinatorial approach of a polypharmacological adjuvant to deoxy-D-glucose with low dose radiation therapy to quell the cytokine storm in COVID-19 management. And these are also other studies being done related. So this 2DG as a whole is a very good therapeutic option available to manage COVID-19, and also it reduces the infectivity of the COVID-19, also and also results in decreased replication rate. So this 2DG as a whole, it results in that decreased infectivity and decreased replication rate, and that's how it has made it easier for the physicians to control those things. So thank you so much, and that's a very short video. So if you have any queries, just let me know.